family, welcome to our YouTube channel. It's your girl Gift. Thank you so much for clicking in to watch today's video. If it is your first time to meet this beautiful and unproject couple, please not forget to smash the subscribe button. Please smash it and ring the bell so that I can be notified whenever I upload new videos, because I upload 2 videos every single week. Though it will been a while, man. It will been a while before, without uploading, without recording, guys. It is not easy to mix these things with motherhood. First of all, sorry guys, someone interrupted me when I was in the middle of recording. I was like, I salute every content creator that is a mother, like they have a newborn baby and they still record. Guys, it's not easy. Like you wake up in the morning, like you have to shower, you have to bathe the baby, like you have to prepare her or him. Like when you think of recording, the baby cries. Even by the time, like I had planned last night to record. Okay, I was supposed to record yesterday, then I got a bit busy. Like even power went, I had no light, it was so dark outside, like the weather, it was raining, so I couldn't record. I decided to record today, but I was like, I'll have to wake up early in the morning, prepare myself. By 10 I start recording, because this video has to be up by 4 p.m. But guys, I tell you, it is almost approaching 1. I've just grabbed the camera. It is not easy. So I salute all content creators that are in motherhood. They have a baby and they still upload content like twice in a week. It's not easy, guys. Anyway, back to the point. Finally, today it's the day that we are going to be letting out the video that we recorded during the labor and the delivery. I don't know, we shall be seeing how all it will come out, because there are many clips, but I'm here to tell you the story of how all went down, and I'll be dropping the videos in the midst. Like, okay, let's start. But before we start, please just click the like button, comment, share, all those good stuff, you feel me? So guys, it was on the 16th November. I was just here in my seat, so I was just watching MALAIKA series, and I just felt like, okay, I've been having cramps, as I've been telling you, those Braxton Hicks contractions, they have been paining, but that one came like when it attacked me. I just grabbed my hair, because I had my hair, it was in a puff form, not like this. I just grabbed my hair, like the puff of it, like this, and the legs, I pushed the chair. I don't know even where I got that strength. For like 2 minutes, it wasn't quite long, like 2 minutes, then it just laid and a chinta. Then I was like, what is this? Because, okay, I had thought that I would be giving birth almost in the beginning of November, but when I went to the hospital, they were like, no, you still have time. And I chilled. And my pregnancy app for it was telling me that I'm giving birth on 25th of November. And which, because remember, you set in the date when you just had your periods. And it's not a mandatory that immediate after periods you conceived, no? So I'm like, this app is correct, though the scan was a bit ahead. It was saying that I'm 40 weeks, while the other one was saying I'm 38 weeks. So I just called Papa. Now he's Papa. He's no longer babe, because like what you call the father, the kid will grow up calling him the same name. So that's why I call him Papa now. Papa G. Papa Gabugi. So I called him. I'm like, but I've got unusual pain. I don't know. He's like, how is it? I narrated how it went. He's like, oh, baby, maybe you're in labor. It might be just there and just labor started. I'm like, I don't know, but it was unusual. So what I did, I called my mom. I'm like, Mom, I've just felt like this. Like, I also told her how I felt. She's like, because she knew it was already time, and she had also told me that since this is the firstborn, you don't reach 40 weeks, so you might give birth around 38 or 39. So she was like, anytime be ready, you shall be giving birth. So after calling Mama, she's like, you check yourself down. If you find like somebody stains or what, you know that it's time for labor. So I just went to the bathroom like to pee, because I would pee every time. So I went to the bathroom, checked myself. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, wow, this is the time. So guys, finally this is the day that the Lord has chose. We are going to be bringing baby Malaika home. I've got my first and second contractions. It's almost 12. They started at around 10, so that means they're giving me an interval of almost like 45 minutes. My guys, it's so painful. I'm still laughing. But in a few hours to come, I'll be white in color, I think so. So I've just brought my things out. My bag, the baby's bag, and the duvet, and probably the tea. And there in Kavea there is a cup and some sugar, and that is it. And maybe and the pillow too. Those are the things we are going with, and the bucket here. Got scared. I have my mommy who have been looking after me, like giving me breakfast. I went and told her that I'm nervous. I don't know what I'm going to do. And they told me that when you get nervous, you shall go under C-section, which I didn't wanted. So after telling mommy, she just comforted me and prayed for me. She's like, you're special lady. And guys, by the way, the things you talk when you're pregnant, I usually, like, I would pray for myself. Like I had a verse in Exodus chapter 1, verse 19:21 about the Hebrew women, that the Hebrew women were special ladies than the Egyptian, that for them they would give birth without the midwife. So when I was praying, I just used those verses. So also mommy was like, you know, you're going to give birth like those Hebrew ladies, so don't mind, don't get nervous, you make it. So I got in strong. I came back home, started preparing myself because I'd already packed. I bought everything that I'd packed here, because I again called him. I was like, I'm in labor, so you come home and go to the hospital. He came. I was already prepared, so we drove to the hospital. 16s. You did. So Malaika is coming on the 16th. Malaika, how are you? How do you feel?
I'll ask you the laughs later. Not even. Yakugamba baby sekamu.
The moment I grabbed the camera, I felt the contractions. Guys, finally the day has come that the Lord had chosen. It's almost 1. We are heading to the hospital. We check in, we see the doctor, we see the outcome.
The doctor might come and I tell us to go and come back next week.
No. For today it is the day. I'm convinced. So guys, we shall see you after seeing the doctor. We shall update you what's going on. And I was fine because it was giving me an interval of an hour. Like it attacked me around for 10:30. Then later around the second one came when we were already, no, when I was still here. Around, it was approaching 12. Yeah. So it was still giving me a distance, an interval of like 1 hour and a half, or like almost 1 hour. So I drove to the hospital. I thought when we were reaching there, immediately we were going to give birth, because when you start labor, but I had not seen the water break, which I was excited that every time I was waiting for the water break all along, because remember the other plank that I planked him about the water break. So I knew that when you start labor, the water break just appears, and yeah. So we went and saw the doctor, and the doctor has to measure me. It was like there's no any centimeters that are dilated. I had not dilated even a single centimeter. He's like, no, I can't admit you, because I was going to use the private wing, which is a bit expensive. So he's like, I can't admit you now. When I admit you now, it will be expensive. You might even sleep here and even give birth the next day, and you have to sleep over, which will be too expensive. So he's like, you first go to the scan. We see what the scan is giving us. It might be false labor. When he told me about the false labor, I was like, oh my gosh, you mean I might be? Because it was like, even you can stay like this up to Monday. It was Wednesday, 16th. Yeah, it was Wednesday. It was like, you might even stay like this up to Monday. I'm like, what? Though I was nervous in the beginning, but again, I had gotten excited that I'm going to be giving birth. So when him telling me that I might reach Monday, it was so like annoying. So we went to the scan. It was like, you go to the scan. What the scan tells us, if the scan says that a baby is ready to come out, we're going to admit you.
It's your videos. Videos were good during early stages, but now.
Nenga ati nga simulaba bulungi ate bulinga namulabanga ngeri gye watukola yali olaba yenna.
The other was small baby, but this one is now a big one.
Okay.
It's occupying a lot of space.
Okay.
It's moving a lot.
We have to induce you, and I've been telling me that the induction is so painful, so I didn't want to be induced. So we went to the scan. Do you know what happened? And when we were waiting for the scan results, I got the third contraction, and which was so painful. I'm like, no, I can't this can't be false labor, because the contractions were so painful. I'm like, oh my gosh. It's so emotional when I think of those times, guys. So after the labor, after the scan, went back to the doctor and took back the results, and the doctor is like, the scan is pushing us to 25th. 25th, it was on 16th. That means 9 more days to wait. I'm like, what? But it's like, if it is true that you're in labor, the scan that we always do at the end, it just gives false due dates. So it's like, no, you just go home, because he's a good doctor, so he just didn't want to admit me and we just waste money. So it's like, you go home. If the labor is true, it is that your due time has reached, you just go home. The labor, now the contraction are giving you an interval of 1 hour. By the time I left, it was giving me 1.5 hours. So by the time I left in the hospital, it was like 1 hour. So it's like, when it approaches the time when it gives you 5 minutes, the interval of 5 minutes, you come back. It will be the time that you'll be going to give birth. But if it keeps on 1 hour, that 1 hour, you might even reach on Monday. I'm like, from that day up to Monday, when I'm still in labor. Oh my gosh, I was confused, I was scared, nervous. Oh my gosh, I didn't know what to do, but my husband kept on comforting me. He's like, no babe, chija kugwa. The way you've come all these 9 months, because we're almost, this kind of saying we're in the 40th week. He's like, no, chija kugwa, don't mind. So we came back home. When we came back home, it was almost approaching 5. Guys, we are back home. We are told to wait because the contraction are a bit like, I'm getting one and the other after like an hour, the labor pain. But now again they're extending closer, like after 45 minutes, sometimes after 30 minutes. So the doctor said that they can't admit us right now. Have to go back home and wait until it happens after like every 5 minutes. Like, oh, you guys, it's so painful. It's really painful. I had accepted something that I flew on 5. I was watching it. For him, was like, if you're giving birth today, because I called my friend and also told her what I was going through. Is like, no, if you've seen those already, the blood stains, that means you're going to give birth today. You just know that. So also inside me, I knew that I'm going to give birth.